Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. Today's going to be another clean with me and we are in the kitchen today. I'm looking crazy because all I'm going to be doing is cleaning. No need to get fancied up. And that's what we're going to be doing in today's video. It's been a while. It needs a deep clean. And I decided to start in the kitchen because honestly, I get to it usually last. I start upstairs, clean my way down, and today I decided, you know what? I'm going to start with the kitchen first. But there's one thing that needs to come first before we start, and that is coffee. I am very tired this morning, so I'm going to have myself some coffee while I clean.
I first wanted to start top to bottom so that any dust or any grime that fell down would fall down on surfaces I have not cleaned yet. So I started by taking off all of my decor off the top of my cabinets. My intention was to just give it a quick dusting and pop all that decor back up there, but you will see in a little bit that that's not what ended up happening.
So as I was putting stuff back up here, I touched my finger and I was like, God, something feels really greasy. So, excuse me, my throat doesn't want to cooperate today. So I hopped up on the counter and yeah, this is disgusting. That is all caked on grease, dust, nastiness. So I decided to just take everything back off and go ahead and clean that. So I've sprayed this with Mrs. Meyer. I don't know if I'm going to need something more heavy duty. We'll see. So I sprayed that section, and I'm just going to work on getting all of this clean because it honestly feels disgusting. And I know no one's going to see the top of this, but ew. It's a very tight squeeze up here, but I'm trying to show you the top of the cabinets. This is the first panel I have done. The Mrs. Meyer didn't really do too much because there was so much grease. I mean, you can still, there's still see some spots where I didn't get. It's really stuck on here. So I actually pulled out my Dawn Power Wash, and that seems to really be helping because it's cutting that grease. So I'm just going to keep going up here. I have 3 more panels to do all the way over. And then I'll be ready to put everything back on top of the cabinets once I get this all good and clean. So I wanted to give a quick tip if you're going to do this. Since our cabinets are kind of like that particle board, I did have a little bit where it got a little bit too wet. I mean, no one's gonna look up here, but obviously if you were to sell and someone was to look up here, put their hand up here and feel all that disgusting stuff, they don't want that. They want it clean. So I need to keep up on this, but my tip would be to maybe spray a light coat of the Mrs. Meyer and then do the power wash just in the middle and really kind of work your way out and go really quickly. Once the power wash kind of soaks through the middle, it's easier to pick up that grease. And then when you do the sides, I would do it very quickly, rub, and then wipe it right back off so that water's not sitting too long or pooling over into the little crevices. So just a tip.
After quite a while of scrubbing, I was able to put all of my decor back up and I was able to move on to the wall. I just want to wipe down some of the spots that I saw on the wall, as well as my decor. It gets a little bit greasy since it's right next to the stove. You're gonna see this stove cover here on our stove. We actually made that. I'm absolutely in love with it, and it's really, really great because it hides all of the stuff that I don't feel like cleaning up after we have made dinner. But you're gonna see the state that our stove was in here in a little bit because of that stove cover. It's really convenient. I'm just taking everything out of this top cabinet now. We're giving it a good wipe down. I'm going to be moving the toaster to a different cabinet, but I am going to be putting the NutriBullet and our food processor back in there. Now I'm just moving on to the spice cabinet. This was pretty much a hot mess. In here are spices, some medicine that we use regularly, including my son's daily medicine in his book where he keeps track of everything, and just some odds and ends like the blender that didn't fit anywhere else. So I'm actually going to be using some different containers for in here. The Lazy Susan was really great at first, but it just didn't really hold things the way I kind of envisioned that it would. I thought it was going to be cool that it spun around, but it actually ended up being kind of a pain. This Goodwill bag you see here is just for some things that we are going to be selling in a garage sale. So as I go through and clean all of the cabinets, I am going to be getting rid of some things for us to sell because we either don't need those pieces or we have found replacements for them. I probably should get a step stool. I actually have one in the garage, but it's dirty and gross. So I just use my office chair, which is now kind of dirty and gross for me stepping on it, as my step stool because it's just easier that way. You'll see those bins that I showed you there were from Dollar Tree. I really, really like them. I've used them in my son's room too when I did his makeover. They're really great for $1 a piece. I'm just checking the dates on things. Some of the EpiPens and some of the other medicine was expired. And you'll see that my mouth is moving because I have music playing in the background, and there were certain parts where I was definitely jamming out. As I find things that are expired or no good anymore, I'm just kind of chucking them on that chair. I will grab a trash bag later. I was just kind of moving fast and in the zone, so I didn't think to grab a trash bag right at first for any of the items that I needed to throw away. I'm now just taking some of these spices to where we had multiples, or I could fill up the one container we typically use and get rid of that excess container, and I'm just doing that. Here I'm just showing you a reveal of the cabinet and what it looked like. I tried to put the spices in kind of an order of which we do actually use them, and then you'll see our medicine there on the side. Now I'm moving on to this cabinet where we keep some of our cups, our bowls, our plates. I'm going to be getting rid of some of the bowls and the plates. We don't ever use some of the ceramic ones that are mismatched from previous sets that we had before we moved in together. And as well, there are some of the plastic ones where we just don't really like the blue and the pink ones. I actually went to Target about a week and a half ago and bought some new ones that were more in a color scheme that we like, and you'll see that I will replace those once I get everything cleaned out. What I'm using to clean here is just a normal rag. I don't really have any microfiber cloths. I need to get some, but I'm just a normal rag, and I'm using a mixture of Mrs. Meyer, water, and also just a little bit of the Dawn Power Wash, just because sometimes some grease can get really stuck inside of the cabinets. I didn't do too much reorganizing in here. We pretty much placed everything back where we're used to having it because this system works really well for us. The kids can get to the cups nice and low and all of that. But I did use this basket that came out of the spice cabinet to kind of house some of those cups and make it a little bit more neat. My least favorite part, microwave. I hate cleaning the microwave. Such a pain. And here you're going to see the stove. Stove cover is a great thing. But then this is what the stove looks like because we never clean it. So I'm using some Dawn Power Wash in the microwave, and I'm going to be trying something new for the stove that I actually saw on several YouTube videos, which I will show you here in just a second. Barkeeper's Friend, my first time using this. It went pretty well. There was some stuck on stuff, and it is not the cleaner's fault at all. It is stuck on, and I tried to scrape it off, and I think just the finish is coming off of the stove. It's been through some things. So, but I actually really liked it, and it worked really well considering how disgusting the stove actually was. I will say that this Barkeeper's Friend left a filmy residue, which I did know about from the YouTube videos I watched, but it did take quite a bit to kind of wipe it up, several times back and forth to the sink, and about 2 coats of another cleaner to really get that filmy residue off. So if you guys have any tips for how to get it off a little bit quicker, please leave that in the comments down below, because this took quite a bit. Here you can see it's all nice and clean, a little bit streaky, definitely some scratches. I can still see that film on there. I just am not sure how to get that off. Now I'm just moving on to the countertops using that same mixture of the Mrs. Meyer's and just a dash of the Dawn Power Wash, again with my rag, just cleaning the surface and also all of the things that I'm going to be putting back on the counter in the same order that they were already in. I love these containers here. My husband got me 3 of these for Christmas, and they are absolutely fantastic. This one holds sugar, which we never use, but it was less messy than putting flour in it. I have one that holds pancake mix because we have pancakes every other weekend, and then one that holds my coffee. You'll see the number 2 there. That's the one that holds our pancake mix. I also really love having this tray. Tip if you have a KitchenAid, it's really great to put it on a tray because when I do want to use it, I literally just pull the tray out, do it, clean it up, and then just push it back. So I'm able to display it on my counter, but I'm also able to use it easily when I want to. And that glass bowl was actually a Mother's Day gift from my husband because I've been wanting a glass bowl for my KitchenAid. I've yet to use it, but I immediately displayed it when I opened my Mother's Day gift. Here I am just cleaning up some of the dishes and the mess that I had made while I was cleaning. And I'm also going to be giving the sink a good scrub down and refilling my push dispensers, which are both from Grove Collaborative. I really like Grove Collaborative. I'm not a person that has the money to use them often and do like the actual subscription. I just kind of buy when I want to, but I do really like their soap dispensers. The soap that I am using in here is 7th Generation. I picked it up at Target. I don't like it as much as the Mrs. Meyer. It was a little bit cheaper, but I also feel like it's a little bit more runny. And I don't know if it gets things as clean as I would like. Now we are moving over to the coffee bar side. The first thing that I'm doing is just kind of wiping down this ledge here that has some decor on it. And I'm going to be pulling off all of the mugs off of my coffee mug rack and giving them a good clean. I really don't use them unless it's summertime or I'm on break because I am a teacher and I usually take a giant container of coffee to work with me. So I'm not a person that has time to sit and drink coffee out of my mug, but I do like to when I am off and I am home. So I wanted to clean those all out. I did see that some of the grime on here was really stuck in. So I used my scrub brush to really get in there because it wasn't looking too great. I'm just pulling out a few things that I know I won't be using, moving some things around. I actually decluttered that just recently, really, so there wasn't much work to do. This coffee bar was actually the very first piece that I painted when we moved into this house in Distressed. It's seen better days, but I just can't seem to get rid of it because it was my first piece. We're now moving on to the fridge. You guys will have to let me know if you do film videos. Is it difficult for you to get yourself cleaning the fridge too? You're gonna see that I do a little bit of it, and then I finally just try something different because there was no way for me to film and clean the fridge at the same time without knocking into the camera or putting my belly in the way. The struggle was definitely real here, but I'm just using that same cleaning mixture inside the fridge. I then took all of the holders off of the door, and I'm going to give them all a good scrub down, and I'm going to be very lazy here. I'm not drying them before I put them back into the fridge. I left them completely soaking wet. Put the containers back inside and put them back in the fridge that way. So lazy life here sometimes. I was getting really tired at this point of the clean, so I just did it the lazy way. I'm also not going to show you all of the door dividers. I thought it would be mundane, so I'm going to show you a few, and just getting rid of anything that was expired or that we don't really use, and kind of putting everything back in a way that just made sense for us, that was a little bit more organized. Sorry if you hear that in the background. One of my dogs is losing her mind right now, probably because she hears me talking. And now just moving on to the island, I'm going to give that a good scrub down. And then I'm also going to be dusting and cleaning off the bottom of the island. I am looking for a different basket down there. That basket actually houses our baking sheets and our oven mitts, and it's just not big enough. So I'm on the hunt for a different basket. Hopefully you'll see that soon in my next clean with me. Now moving on to the floors, I just have a Swiffer. I'm not a big fan, I'll tell you. I don't really like it. I don't think it gets things very clean, but it's slim and it fits in our pantry. And it was also cheap. I really want an cedar mop. Let me know if you guys have one. Are they worth it? I really want one, but the price tag tells me maybe I should just stick with my Swiffer, even though I'm just not a fan. But that's what I use to clean the floor, so that's what I did on this day. Now for the final touch, putting a little bit of essential oil into the sink and lighting a candle, and we will be all done with this clean. It feels absolutely amazing to have a nice, fresh, clean kitchen. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and that it gave you a little bit of inspiration to tackle a room in your house that you might be looking at and thinking, yeah, really need to get it done. Have a fantastic day, and I hope to see you guys